What is going on, guys? Today is Wednesday, the 28th of January 2026, and we've got a trade recap today. So I did lose today. I got stop rated. Very unfortunate. I had the right idea and unfortunately ticked out, and then price goes to my take profit. But let me get into my bias for today. So obviously, as you can see, we're pumping straight up, which is the slight problem I had with taking shorts. But let's just have a look at ES. Let's just compare ES to NQ real quick here. So if you look at ES on the right and NQ on the left, we have an SMT with all-time highs. So ES has swept all-time highs, NQ hasn't. So we had an SMT there. We were also inside of this daily fair value gap. So I was expecting some type of retrace, right? I was expecting some type of retrace to have a pullback due to the SMT, due to the fact we're inside this daily fair value gap. And we've also just swept a lot of buy-side liquidity. So I was expecting a little bit of a pullback. So I was open to two things. Either a strong pullback, so a strong pullback into this 4-hour gap that we are now inside, and for me to then take a long position out of this 4-hour gap, or for me to short to this 4-hour gap beforehand. So let me get into my actual analysis. So I was obviously a little bit more bearish short term for us to then be bullish afterwards. So off of market open, we kind of chopped a little bit, and then we came down and left these relative equal lows right here. So let me just remove ES just so we know what happened on ES now. So we left these relative equal lows. We were one tick away from creating equal lows. So super strong drawn liquidity here. So this is what we left behind, right? So I wanted to see price come back down to here. This is super strong drawn liquidity. We also had this hourly intermediate term low below right here, which I wanted to see swept, due to obviously the SMT and the fact that we're inside a daily fair value gap. And yeah, so these equal lows were 15-minute and 5-minute equal lows. That was my main draw on liquidity after we created them. So this is the reason why I did not take this 2-minute long. Say if we had a wick like this, I would have taken, and we swept these lows, I would have taken this long position higher, right? I would have taken this long position. However, we left these equal lows below. So what we did do when we came up here and swept this 932 wick, we actually created a bearish SMT with ES right here. So we created an SMT right here. If we look at ES on the 15-minute time frame, as you can see, that high was taken out, and on NQ it wasn't. So we had perfect delivery from this 15-minute gap on ES. So that made short positions valid for me. So of course, super nice drawn liquidity through relative equal lows, and then the major sell side where the hourly fair value gap and the 4-hour fair value gap were resting. So I simply looked at this inverse fair value gap. We got super good momentum through the fair value gap. So I simply took a short here based off the SMT, based off my high time frame analysis. Took a short here. My stop loss resting just above the inverse. And then full tip profit was for a 1.4R at these lows. And as you can see, we've now hit these lows. However, I got stop rated beforehand, and then we came back down. We did not invalidate the SMT. So the idea was there. Unfortunately, we did not hit. Now, this could be for a multitude of reasons. It could just be a loss. Obviously, not every inverse works. And also, we were delivering out of these gaps here, but in hindsight, you can tell that these gaps weren't really relevant. I thought, considering we're in the daily gap, we should definitely come back and retrace to this 4-hour gap, which is why I was open to shorts. So all in all, pretty good loss. Could it have been avoided with a little bit more patience? Potentially. But it's definitely one to journal, and definitely a trade I'm not too upset with. Yeah, so just about how I was intending on trade managing this trade. I was obviously going to move to break even when we hit these relative equal highs, and then simply full TP at that obvious hourly low. So unfortunately, a red day for me today. It's still green on the week. And yeah, if you want to join the Discord, you can trade live with me every single day. The links will be in the description for that. As well, if you want a discount on prop firms and FX replay, all the links are down in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, subscribe. There's going to be more educational videos coming out, not just trade recaps. So I'll see you guys then.